What's going on, guys? It's Cimo. Now, longtime viewers of my channel know that I am all about the Yu-Gi-Oh! TCG. I'll talk about the OCG here and there, but never really in too much depth. But the one exception to that is when my friend BasedLoli comes on the channel and shares his insights about what it's like playing in the OCG, since he's a well-known TCG player that goes to the OCG and competes in their tournaments quite frequently. I've done this before with Sky Strikers in the past and a couple of other decks, and today I'm going to have him share his insights about the OCG Dragon Link deck in the form of a deck profile. So sit back, relax, and I hope you guys enjoy.
BasedLoli, you already know. I just got back from Japan playing my OCG Dragon Link deck. First of all, a quick shout out to Alex C. Mo for letting me be on his channel again. Super nice. Shout out to Luxury Gaming and Avi for recording this. And also to my girlfriend. It's not a random shout out, it's because I got to stay at her house in Tokyo, which allowed me to stay and play at a bunch of tournaments. So, and she helped me sign up for a few of them too. So anyway, so I played Dragon Link, and I'm probably gonna slap my cards down a lot, and I have a retainer in my mouth, so I'm gonna lisp, and I say a lot. So now that we have that out of the way, I'm gonna go through the card by card. This is a card that we're getting in Chaos Impact, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, it's called Starliege Dragon Safer, and basically his effect is you can send dragon monsters from your hand or your side of the field to the graveyard, and add a dragon from your deck to your hand with the same original level as the level of monsters sent. Yeah. So you can add, like, there are a bunch of levels you can add with this deck. If you open like Tempest, you can discard Tempest and another 7, but like things like that, right? But he can send himself to add a Chaos Dragon, so the 3 Wyver Burster and then the 2 Collapse Serpent. And this is kind of why he's really good. The deck kind of centers around him and World Chalice, Justicar, Ib. So basically it's like a safer Link Turbo deck. There's another kind of Dragon Link deck in the OCG, which is more Rokket oriented. I think it's the better way to play it, the Rokket version that is, that plays more Rokket cards. But I decided to play the more combo, like nut or bust kind of Dragon deck instead, just to kind of see how far I could go through like 3 Maxi and a Sea of Hand Traps. So I ended up playing 3 Wyver Burster and then 2 Collapse Serpent only. Safer is a 1-card Gumblaw, rip 4 out of your hand and with a hot red with it. Him himself can do that, so that's why I don't play like Draconet or any other kind of normal summons like that. But because he's like the only, these are like the only lights you play in the main deck. So opening multiple Collapse Serpent really slows your hand down and it's kind of anemic. You really just want to have Collapse Serpent when you search off of either Wyver Burster's trigger or search off of Safer when you open with him. Otherwise, you don't want to open with him, so I didn't play 3 copies. 3 is especially good for grinding, but I didn't really want to grind with my opponent, especially when their decks were specialized more towards grinding. I just kind of wanted to do my combo. So then for the last 2 of the deck, I played 2 Ash Blossom. It's a hand trap, but it stops Maxi, which is at 3 in this format. So I wanted as many good outs to Maxi as possible. I didn't play, well, I'll show you guys in a second, I guess. That's the only hand trap I played, so it should be clear I didn't play Crossout Designator. I don't really like that card at all. I think it forces me to play cards that aren't very good in certain matchups, like Maxi against decks that Maxi isn't good against, but they have Maxi in their deck, so I have to stop it with Crossout Designator. But what if I open the Maxi? It's really bad. I just didn't want to have to deal with that. It creates this huge deck building fallacy. So I just decided to just cut that card altogether and play 5 outs to Maxi only. So for 1-ofs, there are a lot of 1-of monsters. So Apsarado Dragon, Rocket Tracer, I'm using the English names, haha. Magna Rocket, shit, I don't know the English name. Rocket Recharger, Rocket Synchron, and so this is it for like the Rocket engine. Very small. I didn't really like drawing too many of these, and I really didn't like drawing Router Dragon, so I only played 1. He makes Foolish Burial and Dragon Shrine really good. So when you Foolish Burial, Dragon Shrine, or Ravine send this away, you can search any of these. I decided to play this over the Silver Rocket Dragon because some of the combos, especially like the 1-card Safer, rip 4 and then end with hot red, requires Recharger in your deck. Otherwise you can't do it. And Safer was like a vanilla, or not Safer, The Silver Dragon was a vanilla otherwise, so I didn't really see a reason to. They're good in grinding, like the Magna Rokket and Silver together because they summon guys in end phase, but that didn't really come up. There were no combos where I ripped cards out of their extra deck, so it just didn't make a lot of sense to play it. Obviously, you play Tracer because if you quick launch at the very end of the combo, you can end with Savage Dragon. Also, Tracer can trigger Gumblar on your opponent's turn if you can't end with Seal. And then Rocket Sync runs a level 1 tuner. The effect is summon back, where you summon back from your graveyard, like Rider Dragon doesn't really come up at all. So there was like a TCG deck that was playing Dragon Shrines and Foolishes before this card came out. And that's kind of stupid because Dragon Shrine and Foolish Burial are like only good with this card. You don't really want to summon like Tempest or Destrudo unless you already have this in your hand. So then for the big payoff cards, basically Levianeer is the payoff card. Chaos Emperor Dragon, which is not a prize card in Japan, is an extender. It allows you to make the rank 8 for 1, but it also gives you an extra banish off of Eclipse Wyvern. Because if you open a way to send Eclipse Wyvern and Collapse Serpent early in the combo, you can actually banish him off of Eclipse Wyvern, then add him back when you banish him, and then use him, add Eclipse Wyvern back, and then make Romulus, which gives you Dragon's Ravine, and then you discard this off Dragon's Ravine to get the Crusadia guy. And then you summon him from your extra deck by banishing the Eclipse Wyvern, and then you get him. So it allows you to make number 38, Hope Harbinger, alongside the whole combo. So that was super nice. Obviously, Eclipse Wyvern is in here. I only played one Levianeer. I know that sounds really weird from the TCG, where we always play like 2 or 3. There aren't really a lot of ways to dump a bunch of like dragons instantly in the graveyard, like with like danger cards or something like that. So having like multiples of these only serves to slow down your hand, and you search this in all of your combo strings, except for like the safe 1 card safer anyway. So all of your combo strings are generally like Gumblar, Rip 4, and then this guy Rip 1, because you search him. So you didn't need more than that. His breaking board thing isn't really relevant because your deck is so powerful, it pushes through so many cards. But it's worth noting that maybe multiple is important to post board to play through. There can be only one, because if you hard open him and then they have a turn, they kill whatever guy you have, you can just like summon him, then they clear it, and then you can add him back off Safer, because Safer's second effect is it can add back a level 7 or 8 dragon if you banish him from the graveyard, like the first guy I showed. So you can just keep recycling him over and over again and keep trying to like pop. There can be only one, but otherwise 1 was totally fine. It basically 4 once you saw the first one with Safer. So then I played Guard and World Chalice Guard Dragon. This is basically, I mean, I don't know if you haven't guessed already, but Ib is like the other central kind of piece of the deck. So it's like a Safer and Ib deck. These cards obviously interact really well together. I didn't play Ovioraptor or Carbonetton because Needle Fiber exists in this format. So you can just, if you, in most of your plays, you summon him instead of the Rokket guy, unless you have no other Rockets, because you need to Trigger Striker Dragon in the combo, which we also don't have yet. But yeah, so this guy is obviously really good. They synergize well together. So level 1 tuner, you know, and Dragon, good typing. Then the last 2 cards are 2 7s, Tempest and Destrudo. If you open one and Safer and your hand's good enough, you can obviously discard one, get the other. If your hand is also insane, you don't have to send Apps or Router Dragon or Eclipse Wyvern in the combo. You can just send Tempest and end with like another level 8 Synchro or some more stuff, like additional material for Apollo's. I wonder if there's anything more to explain about that. I mean, this is just a tuner. It can help make Pissy or Elpy, but also makes Needle Fiber, so that's really good. Oh, in the 1 card Safer combo, you end up summoning him, and then you pop him with Tracer. So that's how you trigger Gumblar on your opponent's turn. So you can make him in that combo. So that's all the monsters. It's a 40 card deck, so the spell should add it up to 40. So 3 quick launch. Basically the reason you play the Rockets, like the central foundation reason. 3 Called by the Grave. So again, 5 outs to Maxi is Urara and Called by the Grave. I decided to play 3 Upstart Goblin. I cut like Maxi, like the 1 copy of Maxi and the 2 Crossout Designator in my deck for 3 Upstart Goblin. I wanted to see IB, like an IB play or safer as much as possible. And if you don't open either of those, your deck is like, it just kind of crumbles. So I wanted to maximize the consistent, because I was like, wow, the deck is really redundant. I probably don't need Upstart, but you really just need to see either a way to make IB or safer. So I was hoping that this could kind of give me like the percentage points. You know, I'm a numbers guy. I believe in the numbers, whatever. 2 copies of the Spell Guard Dragon guy. This card is like really good, obviously, because you get it off IB. Sometimes you'll open it, but then if you make IB at any point, you want to keep searching cards to increase your hand size for Gumblar. And the World Legacy Succession card really sucks. It's just like dead 90% of the time. You already have to be playing to use it. Whereas if I open World Chalice Guard Dragon, I can just kind of, or whatever the spell name is, I can just activate it, and then search another copy later on. Keep going through my combo, and I still have an additional card in my hand to Gumblar away. So then I played 2 Dragons Ravine. Same reason as the spell, but also it's not like a hard once per turn. So in some cases, sometimes I need to like Ravine early, and then later in the combo, if I need to Ravine again for like Eclipse Wyvern, I can. So by getting this off Romulus, so that's good. 1 copy of 1-for-1. Again, just if I open a 4, a monster, and this guy, then I make IB. So I just need to make IB a lot. I was playing the Tianyi guy, but a lot of times you need to be able to play 1-for-1 to get the Rokket tuner and then make IB. So then your Needle Fiber will summon the vanilla, but then you'll also have a target in your grave for Striker Dragon in the combo, which is kind of important. So Feather Duster, I wasn't sure how popular Mystic Mine would be in the OCG, and the answer was it's not, but a lot of people are maining there can be only one. So I wanted to have an out in my deck. If I went second, they went first and just set it. So this is the out, and obviously you sideboard more outs to it post board. So then Foolish, Dragon Shrine, and then Boot Sector Launch. This is much better in the Rokket version. Another merit to playing that version of the deck where you play Xyuja and a bunch of hand traps. But because in this deck, because of how low your Rokket count is, this kind of sucks. It's literally a Garnet to open. You don't want to play more than one either. It's not like Ravine or Guard Dragon where you can just like open a bunch, or you can open one and then do the combo anyway and it's fine. This doesn't really help you get to the combo. It's just really bad in this deck, but much better in the Rokket and the more Rokket-centric version. So that's the main deck, 40 cards, extra deck, Striker Dragon, very important, synergizes very well with the Guard Dragons, LB, Pisty, Garpain, because in the combo, you in America, we have like, not Needle Fiber, but like a card that points down, and so then we make like this setup, right? And then we summon a guy, then we somehow make this guy, then like we just keep summoning guys, right? Well, in Japan, a lot of the time you're going to have like this, and you summon him here, you summon him here, and this inherently plays around Ogre, but also it's just more ideal. You can like summon Seifert here, get Wyver Burster, blow this up, and then summon Wyver Burster, make Pisty here. You're still playing around Ogre, so it's like awesome. You blow it up via Striker Dragon's effect. So anyway, so that's those guys. Needle Fiber, I don't know when we're getting this, but we should get this really soon. This card's awesome. Hieratic Seal, this is how you trigger Gumblar generally without Tracer on your opponent's turn. So you have Hieratic Seal bounce either your Ravine or your World Legacy Guard Dragon, and then that's another card in hand, and then that ends up, when you summon a guy off him, you put in the zone that a Link monster points to, and then Gumbo Wumbo triggers, and then you win the game. Romulus, you make him the combo, he's Dragon. Triple Burst, he breaks up the whole, because Gumblar isn't a dragon, neither is Apollo, so you need to remove the restriction of dragon off your field, so you play Triple Burst to do that, because it's dragon, but it's generic. Bortle Sword, Apollo, your best hands, like if you open, say for a quick launch, you make like Apollo for 3, rip 5 cards out of their hand, and then end with Hope Harbinger plus Hot Red. So I thought this card was really good. I think also in some matchups, like against the Rokket deck, because they're playing more Absoraptor Dragons, Gumblar isn't as effective because they end with more cards than usual. So I would have rather made Apollo and then have like 3 negates or like you can end with like Apollo and then Gumblar them one time only. So you hit like 3 cards and then you have Apollo for 3, Savage Dragon, Hot Red. So I thought he was better. Apollo was better than like Nightmare Phoenix for There Can Be Only One, but that's what I would play in theory instead. If I didn't want to play this, I would have played Nightmare Phoenix, maybe if I had like a 16th extra deck spot. So then Hot Red, Portal Savage, Ib, and then Hope Harbinger. So these are like this is like your combo starter, and then these are like your payoff cards. So then that's the extra deck. And then side deck, so I had to borrow some cards. So 3 Maxi, you know, it goes second, I mean, anyway. 3 copies of Artifact Lancey, I was borrowing 2. I didn't play Gamma, so I just think after, like, post board, if you open like too many hand traps, then you won't be able to play. So I already didn't want to like board that many hand traps in the mirror. I only wanted maybe like 6 to 8, and so post board I had 8. And then also, this is just devastating in the mirror. If you open this with like a hand trap, it means like your hand trap can't get called by the grave and they can't play, obviously. I mean, we play in the TCG, right? But also, I mean, yeah, this card is just like really good in the mirror. I didn't think I needed to play Gamma. I had a lot of cards for like the matchups where I wanted like Gamma in anyway. And people in the OCG play around Gamma a lot. They don't really maxi or quick launch or anything like that. They like wait for you to summon a guy, then you make Ib, then you World Legacy Guard Dragon, then they maxi you, and you already have a monster up. So the situation where you like Gamma their maxi like never happens. 3 copies of Twin Twister. Then this is supposed to be 3 copies of the trap card Typhoon. Again, just more adds to There Can Only Be One. Also, Zephyra is very popular there, so Typhoon has a very good interaction with like their scales and stuff, especially Zephyrath. So yeah, I mean, just again, if you can clear, like, because you're either playing Dragon Link, Zephyra, or you're playing a deck that can play There Can Be Only One. So this like Typhoon kind of addresses all that, and then Twin is just like really good, especially against like Sky Striker, which a lot of people play, Subterror too, but they have Fiendus, so that matchup is just really hard if you go second. And then 3 copies of Infinite Impermanence. There are no dangers, so outing Colossus is insanely hard, like unreasonably hard. So I played Infinite Impermanence specifically for that matchup. I don't board it in the mirror or anything like that. So only for Thunder Dragon. Or like any sort of like deck that summons like a Floodgate monster, I'll put it in for that too. But otherwise, yeah, I don't board it. So that is the deck. Again, thanks to Alex Cimoooooooo for letting me do this deck profile. And if you want to see combos, I will be sending a care package to a certain Farfa Yu-Gi-Oh! So shout out to him. Shout out to MBT on YouTube, super underrated YouTuber. I think he's awesome, and I follow him. So you should follow him too. That's my shameless plug. Thank you for watching.